Good evening. Today is Monday, December 21st, 2020. It is 5 p.m. This is the Westwood Select Board. We are meeting via remote participation pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 18, and the Governor's March 23rd, 2020 emergency order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This December 21st, 2020 Select Board meeting will be conducted via remote participation by the board. This meeting is live streamed by the Westwood Media Center and can be viewed on Comcast Channel 12 and Verizon Channel 42. This is also recorded and can be viewed later on the Westwood Media Center's website. If you have any questions or comments, please utilize the chat function within this system. Thank you. We have a fairly brief agenda tonight. There are a number of items under the chair's update. The first being the annual holiday cardboard only dumpster. The Department of Public Works will once again offer a dumpster at 50 Carby Street from December 28th to January 7th for drop-off of excess cardboard. The drop-off will be closed on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2021. Residents can dispose of cardboard only. No trash, no wrapping paper, no twist ties, no styrofoam will be accepted. This will contaminate the dumpster if that is to occur. The days and times the dumpster will be open: December 28th, 29th, and 30th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., December 31st from 7 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., and January 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. This has always been a big satisfier throughout town, so please utilize the dumpster. But again, please only submit cardboard. The Christmas tree pickup schedule. The Department of Public Works will be picking up Christmas trees the week of January 4th through January 15th. Please have your Christmas tree at your curbside by 7 a.m. on your regularly scheduled trash pickup day. These trees must be free of plastic bags, stands, ornaments, hooks, tinsel, and all other materials in order to be acceptable for collection. The planning board, due to a recent resignation, has an immediate opening for a fifth member. This member would serve until the annual town election scheduled for April 27th, 2021. Pursuant to General Law, Chapter 41, Section 11, the Select Board will meet jointly with the Planning Board to appoint a resident to serve on the Planning Board until the completion of town meeting in the spring.
John, can I interrupt? Excuse me.
Sure.
Just for clarification, the appointee would serve until the conclusion of the Springtown meeting. So
Correct.
the election on the 27th will determine who assumes the role after the conclusion of town meeting. I just wanted to be clear because, as we learned last year, town meeting drifted into June. And
Correct. Oh, no, thank you for that.
Yeah.
You're right.
Anybody
Let's hope we don't have to move it again.
Yeah, let's hope not. But
let's hope for Dottie's sake.
Yeah, for all. I'm sorry.
At the annual town election, along with the two regularly scheduled seats for 3-year terms, there will also be a 1-year term to replace the open position. Candidates interested in the interim appointment should make their interest known to the Select Board office at selectboard@townhall.westwood.ma.us. There is a deadline of January 4th, 2021, and we have tentatively planned to take the interim appointment issue up at our regularly scheduled meeting on January 11th, 2021. And there's more information on the town's website about the planning board opening, how to apply, and more of a description about what the planning board does. I believe that is it for the chair's update. So we're going to move right into the initial warrant article discussion for the May 2021 annual town meeting. Yes, it is December, and we are planning the May 2021 annual town meeting. So the purpose of this is to review the information on the articles for the 2021 annual town meeting. The Finance and Warrant Commission will be holding its initial review of annual town meeting articles on Tuesday, January 26th The location is to be determined. It'll either be via Zoom or at the Westwood Main Library. The Finance and Warrant Commission's first public hearing is scheduled for Monday, March 8th. Do we know the time on the Tuesday, January 26th meeting?
January,
6 p.m.
yes.
Okay. So January
That'd be good.
26th at 6 p.m. It'll be either Zoom or at the library to review
Oh, yes, for FinCom, 6 p.m. Yes.
the initial warrant articles. So the select board is not taking any action tonight. This was solely to have us begin to look at them. I think for the most part, we have Pam's kind of standard financial articles. Chris, anything kind of jump out that we want to talk about tonight?
Nothing at this point, no.
No, I don't think so either.
I-
Nancy, anything?
Yeah, I'd like to at least ask that we find out sooner rather than later about the fire department article. There was one on, I'm not seeing it on what I'm got on my laptop, something about, oh yes, the private fire hydrants. And bylaw ordinance request. You don't need to go into it now, Chris, but I think before we close the warrant, we should know more about this and make sure that we even want to agree to have it on the warrant.
Certainly.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think unfortunately Michael Walsh couldn't be here tonight, so I think at our next meeting we'll kind of go through them in a little more detail.
Yeah, if we can do that before we close the warrant, that would be great.
Okay. Okay. Nora, anything on the planning board articles, or you want to just spend more time at a later time?
I think I'll have more to say in January. The
Yeah.
planning board hasn't gotten into great detail on them. Two of the articles I think are articles from last year, and one of them is new.
Okay.
The one that
Um,
recommends some flexibility for temporary uses with approval from the building commissioner. That's a new article.
Okay, great, thank you. So we're moving on to appointments and reappointments of boards. And I want to welcome Eileen Comain, who is the executive director of the Dedham Westwood Water District. Eileen, are you with us?
Oh,
Hey,
On
Eileen.
the attendee side.
Hi, I momentarily lost the connection.
Okay.
Okay, so Eileen Comain is executive director of the Dedham Westwood Water District and is joining us tonight really for two purposes. The first is to recognize a long-term member, maybe the longest serving member of the Dedham Westwood Water Commission, Mr. James Galvin, who has been one of Westwood's 3 representatives for over 20 years and has retired from the board. And so I'm going to let Eileen say a few words and then we'll move on to a replacement. So Eileen, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, John. So I have a letter that I've submitted to the board. I'd like to read it. Dear Mr. Hickey, Ms. Hyde, and Mr. Walsh, on behalf of the Board of Water Commissioners and the Dedham Westwood Water District staff, we want to acknowledge and thank Westwood resident James J. Galvin for his contributions to the successful operation of your public water system since 1997. That's right, 23 years of voluntary service to the town and the community. During Jim's long tenure of countless meetings, studying the issues, reading hefty reports, approving budgets and borrowings, and setting water rates, much more was accomplished. A new source of water supply following a decade of engineering studies and permitting was brought online in the Foul Meadow Reservation by the Neponset River back in 1997. Then there was Y2K, followed by 9/11. In 2006, the Water District became a partial member of the MWRA, securing rights to purchase a limited amount of water on an annual basis, and also constructing the infrastructure to be able to seamlessly take an average day's worth of water from the MWRA into our distribution system if ever the need arises. A new water storage tank was built on Sandy Valley Road in Dedham. Tens of miles of water mains, thousands of water services and meters have been replaced under Jim's tenure. Recently, we completed a major modernization of the Bridge Street water treatment plant, securing low-interest bonds from the Clean Water Trust. Through all these events and projects, Jim Galvin brought his thoughtful analysis and skills honed as a CPA to all discussions and decisions. His financial leadership and knowledge have been a great benefit to the DWWD over the years. In time, when we are able to hold a ribbon-cutting ceremony at the Bridge Street Treatment Facility, we will honor Jim Galvin publicly. Until then, many thanks to you and the previous select boards that have appointed such a dedicated and talented citizen to this important position. As we look forward now to welcoming Andrew Cara to the Board of Water Commissioners, we are so grateful to have worked with Jim Galvin. Sincerely, Gary Yasalian, Chairman of the Board of Water Commissioners, and myself, Eileen Kumain, Executive Director. Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. And I think for anybody listening or watching this, the governance of the Dedham Westwood Water District is 3 appointees from the town of Westwood and 3 from Dedham. I was fortunate enough to serve on the commission in 2015 and 16, and we'll just follow up on Eileen's word that Jim Galvin was really just so knowledgeable and added so much to the board. And we really thank him for over 2 decades of service. It was a lot of work.
Yeah,
So
that was a great letter too. Thanks, Eileen,
Yes.
for that.
Thanks, Eileen, for doing that. So that moves us on to the replacement for Mr. Galvin. We have Andrew Cara, a Westwood resident, here with us this evening, who has expressed interest in the position. He has met with Christopher Coleman and Eileen. And Andrew, if you are here, do you want to just introduce yourself and say a few words? Oh, you are here. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Hickey, and thank you to the Select Board for the opportunity to be here tonight. Before I get going, I'd like to thank Mr. Galvin as well for his public service to the town for the past 23 years. There are certainly big shoes to step into potentially. I live at 49 Pear Tree Drive, where I've lived for the past 10 years with my wife, Meg, and daughters, Katie and Maggie Cara, who were students at the Downey Elementary School. In terms of my professional background, I've been a licensed attorney in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for the last 20 years, practicing real estate law. I'm a partner currently at the law firm Rubin and Rubin in Boston. I also serve on the board of directors of Commonwealth Cooperative Bank, a local community bank located in Hyde Park. And I think the skill set I've developed the last 20 years as an attorney and also as a board member at Commonwealth Cooperative would translate well here. I always believe in public service, and I believe this opportunity would be a great opportunity to serve the town of Westwood, invest in the community where my daughters are growing up, and also leverage my professional skill set that I've developed for the last 20 years.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you for stepping forward. We always appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Nancy, Eileen, Mike,
Andrew,
Chris.
it's nice to have you step forward for this. Nice to see you again. I know you had been expressed interest previously in serving in the town, and I think this is a very good fit and timely that you can step right in now, because it is a big loss to have Jim step down, but people can't serve forever. So maybe this is the beginning of 22 years for you, or however long it was for Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly hope so.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, thank you very much. Nancy, do you want to make a
Yes.
motion for the next?
I would be happy to make a motion. I move that we appoint Andrew Cara to the Dedham Westwood Water District Commissioner position, representing the town of Westwood, for a term to expire December 31st, 2022.
I will second that and then call the roll. Mrs. Hyde?
Aye.
I vote aye as well. So that's a unanimous vote. So thank you again, Mr. Cara. Thank you, Eileen, very much.
Thank you,
Please
Mr.
let us
Hickey.
know if you need our help, but also the appointments are very important. And if we're ever needed in terms of our Westwood representatives to help in any way for the group of you, please do let the board know.
Thank you.
Yep. Good luck.
Both.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Mr. Cara.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a second appointment for the Conservation Commission.
Can I
Mr.
ask
Art-
if we can defer that one?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah, because I wanted to follow up, and I think instead of doing it here, I think it'd be good if we can defer it.
Absolutely. Okay, so then we are on to. Sorry. Give me 1 second.
I think we're going to minutes.
I missed the old binders. Yeah, regular meeting minutes for December 7th, 2020.
I didn't
Any
have any
edits?
issues with them. No, I think they were fine.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm happy to take a motion.
Okay, so I move we approve the minutes from December 7th, 2020, the regular business meeting.
And I will second and then call the roll. Mrs. Hyde?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. That's a unanimous vote. Are there any other issues for those on the call or anybody in queue? I don't see any. Am I missing anything?
Can I just, Chairman Hickey,
I'm sorry. Yes.
it's Dottie. We were supposed to swear in Andrew. Is
Do you
Andrew?
want me to have him rejoin?
Yes, please.
Let's see.
Excuse me, Mr.
I'm
Chair.
sorry about that, Dottie. I totally forgot.
That's okay.
He might have dropped
Mr.
off.
Chair. Good.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I believe we would like Mr. Carroll to be sworn in after Tuesday.
You know, we kind of went through this, Chris, earlier. I think the problem is we have a resignation letter dated December 15th and we accepted it. So
Okay.
it looks like both may attend the meeting tomorrow.
Okay,
And Andrew would be the voting member. Jim can certainly be there and participate.
okay.
But I think we have a challenge otherwise.
Tish, do you know how to reach Andrew to see if he can come back on? You're trying? Okay.
No, I texted him. He's going to get right back on.
Oh, good.
I just shot him an email as well.
If none of those work, I.
Got ahead of myself. Connor, do you see him?
He just came in. I just promoted him, so he should be able to join shortly.
Oh, good. Andrew, I'm sorry about that. I got ahead of myself.
No, that's my fault.
No, it's my fault. I've been at Dottie's Powers is going to swear you in.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello.
Thank you for your willingness to serve. And if you're ready, I'd like you to raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon you as a member of the Dedham Westwood Water District
I do.
in accordance with the bylaws of the town and the laws of the Commonwealth?
I do.
Congratulations. And do I have your permission to sign the appointment slip on your behalf?
You do.
Okay, and I will be sending you some ethics and open meeting law information.
Okay.
Okay?
And
Thank-
Andrew, it sounds like there's a meeting tomorrow night, so you and Eileen are going to connect about tomorrow
Yes, I
night.
was aware of that and I will be at that meeting.
Great, thank you. Okay, at this time then, Dottie, anything else?
That's it, and I guess I'm not gonna be swearing in Archer tonight. We'll wait on
No.
that. Okay,
Gotta wait on
thank
that.
you.
Okay, then, at this time, the select board will be going into executive session to discuss one issue pursuant to general law, chapter 30A, section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to an ongoing litigation, discussion of which would have a detrimental effect on the position of the governing body if conducted in open session. The board will be returning to open session. At this time, do we have a motion to enter executive session?
I move we go into executive session for the aforementioned reason.
Okay, I will second the motion and call the roll. Mrs. Hyde?
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. So the board at this time will be convening an executive session and returning to regular session later this evening. This is the Westwood Select Board returning to open session from executive session. Today is Monday, December 21st, 2020. The time is now 5:51 p.m. The board adjourned to executive session to discuss litigation regarding the siting of the Amazon warehouse site on University Avenue in the town of Norwood. The board believes it is moving in the right direction with this litigation in the hopes of reaching a settlement with National Development. We believe the components for a potential deal are present, and we've tasked our internal staff and our outside counsel to work with their respective counterparts to finalize some details and to ensure that the interests of the town of Westwood are duly represented. The staff and council believe that we can potentially get this done before our January 11th meeting. And if that is the case, we would be holding a meeting prior to January 11th to take a vote and discuss the matter publicly. So with that, I'm going to end the discussion on that unless there is any commentary or questions. And that would be the end of our open meeting. And I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, Mrs. Hyde,
Aye.
Walsh,
Aye.
I as well. Our meeting is adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody.